I felt really bad for him towards the end, and I also spun around in my chair and squealed when he flirted with me. So, you know, and then we had our first kiss and, like, I almost, anyways. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Joycelyn, your player one, and today, Indie House, we've got Longstory by Bloom Digital Media. It's a simulation adventure game, and a short premise is on your first day of school, you discover that the previous owner of your locker has mysteriously disappeared. Do you want to figure out what happened, or are you too busy being a social butterfly and trying to avoid your enemies? Longstory gives you a chance to find true love as a middle school student. Yes, with all of the awkwardness that it entails. But we promise it will be so much better this time around. And I couldn't find any content warning list or anything for this game, but I recommend just being cautious, because, this game has a lot of different characters in it, and there's no way for... I think depending on which characters you talk to, there might be some content warnings that you may need to take into account. And the game costs $14.99 and it's available on Steam for Windows and Mac. It took me 4 hours to play, and it's very easy because it's a visual novel basically, and it's just clicking. You just click to read and move forward in the game, and you click to select the options. Like, that's basically all of the gameplay. There's no other gameplay at all. It's just reading and having some fun. I really liked the little faces next to all of the options. They kind of acted as like tone indicators, kind of. Like, you could tell if a reply was going to be sarcastic or romantic or friendly or upset, sad, angry, mean. You could tell, because sometimes in games like this, it's hard to tell how your character is actually going to respond and like say the thing that you're selecting, and like what tone it will be perceived as. And so I thought the little faces next to every option were very helpful. I loved all of the character designs. Like, every character was different. There was a lot of inclusivity with all of the characters, and I really, really loved all of the songs in the game. There's songs that the characters like themselves have made, and then there's also just the background music. All of it is cool, and the background music changes throughout the game, which is really awesome. I love it. It changes like depending on the situation. Like, if it's a tense situation, it'll play background music that's like intense, and then if it's just a normal day, it'll just play regular background music. There's no sound effects or voice acting, but I honestly didn't really mind. I thought it was fine. I didn't really care that much about it. I really loved the story. It was very interesting. I started playing this game at like midnight, and like, even though I was tired and stuff, I kept playing it until I finished the game because it was just so fun, and all of the characters were really well written, like especially for a game that is about middle schoolers. Like, it was definitely believable that they were all middle schoolers. They weren't written like any older than they were supposed to be. I dated Marcel. He was interesting. I felt really bad for him towards the end, and I also spun around in my chair and squealed when he flirted with me. So, you know, and then we had our first kiss and like I almost, anyways, all of the writing was really, really good. And I think that this story is told really well, especially for what it is. Like, it includes like bullying and things like that, but it's like not what you expect on face value. And all the characters are like multifaceted and like three-dimensional. Like, not all of them are kind of morally gray in a way, and I really like that. Like, because some of the characters you think are the bad guy aren't actually the bad guy, and some of the characters that you think are good aren't actually good, and it's awesome. My favorite part of this game was Bob. No, I will not be elaborating. You just have to play this game to find out who Bob is. My least favorite part was that I wish there were more options to like get out of the drama, because like once you're in the drama, you're in the drama, and there's no way to get out. Like, the game kind of forced you to be in the drama because it's kind of the main storyline, but with the way that the premise, the description of the game is, it kind of implies that you don't have to be involved in the drama. And like halfway through it, I stopped caring about the drama, and I didn't even really like the people that I had to talk to about the drama. And I really just wanted to talk to Marcel, honestly. And I couldn't because the drama was going on, and Marcel happens to not like the drama. So, like, Marcel was mad, and I was mad, and everyone was mad. But yeah, like, I kind of wish there was a way to not have to deal with that part and, like, have it be a background part of the game. But I don't know if that's even possible because this game is like kind of based around that storyline. Also, it might be possible already in the game, and I just selected something that triggered all of the drama to revolve around me, which makes sense also. I actually have some live comments from past me playing this game. I will just read them out loud. Turkey Hawk is a dateable with like 50 million question marks. Prediction, 30 minutes in. Hannah kissed or dated M, and then when people found out, she outed her / bullied her. The next bullet point is, it was Abby with the / and then question marks. And then Nora plays League, ... So take that as we will. I will have you know, it was like 1 a.m. when I wrote that. But yeah, I definitely recommend this game 100%. It's very fun, and you get very attached to the characters and like their stories, and you want to learn more about them. And then the ones that you don't really care that much for, you don't have to interact with them for most of the game. And if you like visual novels and or simulation games, you'll definitely love this. It's a perfect way to start off February because it's almost Valentine's Day. So all of the games this month, they're Valentine's themed. They're dating games. We're playing dating sims for Valentine's Day and all of February because it's Valentine's Day month. It's also Black History Month. But I don't know. Maybe next year we'll see if we can get all Black indie game creators for February instead of Valentine's Day. Maybe we'll see. I think that would be cool. I mean, as I was a Black person, I think it would be kind of cool. But anyway, back to this rating. My final rating for Longstory by Bloom Digital Media is a 9 tokens out of 10. Congratulations, Bloom Digital Media. That's awesome. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Indie House. Be sure to rate the episode and let me know your thoughts. I've got a Discord server called Indie House Official, which will be a great place to give your feedback and talk to me, my collaborators, or other listeners of the show. If you have any indie game suggestions, feel free to comment below or hit me up at indiehouse_pod on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag IndieHouseGaming. And if you would like to support the podcast and get some cool extra content, you can find the Patreon in the card. Catch us next week on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. See y'all on the next level. Bye!